Alright, in this equation, in this problem, which is problem number 13, I'm asked to find the zeros using synthetic division, then determine the end behavior and sketch the graph. So I'm going to look to figure out what the zeros are. I look at the last number and I write out what all of the factors of that number are. And then I start doing synthetic division with those values. Okay, so I'm going to do synthetic division. I'm going to start with 1, and I put the coefficients in my problem. And now I'm going to see if I get a remainder of 0. And I did get a remainder of 0. Good. So that means 1 is a 0 and x minus 1 is a factor. Now when one value works, try it again until it doesn't work. So I'm going to try 1 again. And I'm not going to get a remainder of 0, I get a remainder of 12. So now instead I'm going to try negative 1. So when I try negative 1, I do get a remainder of 0. So that means x plus 1 is one of my factors. I'm going to try negative 1 again. I do not get a remainder of 0, so now I'm going to move on to try the next factor of 12. I'll try 2. And I do get a remainder of 0. So that means x minus 2 is a factor and 2 is one of the zeros. So now I'm down to 3 terms. The easiest thing to do is to write it out as a trinomial and then just factor that trinomial. So I can see that's going to factor to be x minus 3 and x plus 2. I set each of those factors equal to 0, and I get 3 as the 0, and for this one I get negative 2. That means my factors are x minus 3 and x plus 2. So the factored form of the function is, let's see, what all do I have? I have an x plus 2, an x plus 1, an x minus 1, an x minus 2, and an x minus 3. Okay, so my zeros are negative 2, negative 1, 1, 2, and 3. So what does that give me? So that gives me an odd function because the exponents add up to 5. Okay, so that's an odd function. It's positive because the leading coefficient is 1. Positive odd means it goes down to up. So now I'm going to graph the points. Okay, so I'm not going to circle any of those points because all of the factors come, or all the zeros come from factors with odd exponents, and those are 1, of course. So now I'm ready to graph. So I start down and I end up. So I'm going to come up from down, go through that point, go through that point, go through that point, go through that point, and finally end up. And that's my rough sketch of the graph.